Hey guys, this is Wayne Hooser again with BassBite.com. Man, I'm here at ICAST and there is all kinds of fishermen here. Some of the best fishermen in the country are right here at ICAST. I actually found Alton Jones here at the Art and Reel site, and Alton's going to tell us a little bit about how to find fish in the summer. Now Alton, if you were on a lake like Lake Norman here in the summertime, like late July, August, into September, what would you be doing to find fish?
Well, Wayne, I'll tell you, there's an interesting phenomenon that takes place on most of our lakes. Starts in the middle part of the summer, but it really kicks in late summer. And August is the key month for it, and that is all those fish that have been out on the deep ledges and deep drops, they begin to move shallow again, because as the water warms and the thermocline sets up, all the water below the thermocline essentially doesn't have enough water to sustain a healthy fish population. So the fish will move up above that. What that means for us as fishermen, especially on a lake like Norman, it means that all of a sudden your offshore humps that are a little bit shallower are going to start producing better than the deeper ones. So whereas early in the summer we were fishing out in 20, maybe even at times 30 feet of water, now we're going to be fishing out more in 5, 8, 10 foot of water. It's also a great time of year on blueback herring lakes like Lake Norman for some of the best topwater action of the season. You'll a lot of times be able to see the bass chasing shad out over these open water humps. And another place to not overlook is don't overlook the cover that's on the bank, such as the boat docks, isolated pieces of wood like laydowns and that sort of thing, because you will have some quality fish in August, and especially that will move up into very shallow water and get tight on that wood. Kind of fish you can win tournaments with.
Right, on near deep water or way back in the coves on those shallow
Well,
fish?
not really in the back of the cove so much, but a lot maybe back on a flat.
Okay.
They will get further away from the deep water. The deep water becomes less important. Now,
okay.
The ones that are near the deep water, or in deep water, they'll be over the deep water, suspended up. That's one of the things that can make this time of year tough. Is a lot of times those fish that were in 30 feet of water, they still may, in cases, be over 30 feet of water, but they're going to move up in the water column. That's why baits, shallow running crankbaits, top waters like a zero spook, swim baits like a money minnow, those type of baits are going to be real effective again in the late spring. But never hesitate to go fish the docks. I like main lake docks or docks that are right in the mouth of a cove for August fishing.
Okay.
Now, if I'm going up in the river, it's a whole different ballgame. August, I'll go right back in the backwaters.
Okay.
Almost like spring fishing. If I was to run way up Norman and get up there above the bridge, some of the little creeks and backwaters.
Right.
Absolutely, some of those creeks will be hot in real shallow water. The fishing will be hot.
I got you. Now, if you're on a lake like Guntersville that has a lot of hydrilla, milfoil, what would you be doing in the late summer to August time period?
All right, the same principle is going to apply. The only thing different is that, well, two things. One, you don't have blueback herring.
Right.
And two, you have aquatic vegetation at Lake Guntersville. So the bass are going to become less deep water structure oriented, more cover oriented. There it means milfoil. Two bites you really need to look out for on Guntersville and some of the Tennessee River chain lakes. One is a frog. This is the time of year when that frog bite, especially early and late, is going to be on fire.
Right.
It's sometimes they'll bite it all day long. The other bite you need to pay attention for is the flipping bite, flipping the matted vegetation with a 1 ounce weight. One of my favorite baits to do that with is a young money crawl. It's a new bait we've got out this year. It's got a lot of action, and it'll penetrate the weeds, but then it'll really cause a commotion on the way down. When you get a bite, when you're flipping that milfoil or hydrilla, and you get a bite, make sure after you catch that fish, you throw right back in the exact same hole you brought it out of.
Okay.
Expect those fish to be ganged up in little wolf packs. It's not uncommon at all to catch 5 or 6 or 10 fish out of one little spot.
Now, are you fishing the main lake when you're fishing that grass, or are you fishing back in the coves?
Well, I'm going to give you the same answer that I gave you on Lake Norman. That's going to be that on the what I consider the lake, probably from North Saudi all the way to the dam. I'm really going to concentrate primarily on the main lake, on the main river channel, pumps, rivers, and bars out on the main part of the lake. Once I get up the river, up towards Scottsboro, again, the backwaters are going to come back into play for me.
Right.
You know, that backwater fishing up the river this time of year is something that's vastly overlooked. You can probably go to those areas and have them all to yourself. So if you've got a big 200 boat tournament, there's probably not as many fish in the backwaters, but they're quality fish. No one's messing with them, and they're easy to catch.
I got you. So you're not out up in the river section. You're not out fishing the river itself. You'd be out in the little backwaters way off the river, back in the creeks in that area.
Well, that's an option. I may be out on the main river too. You know, one of the problems with this late summer time frame is there's lots of places where the fish can be. They have a lot of options. You know, in the early part of the summer, you can really eliminate the backwaters. You can just focus on the main river. This time of year, though, you've got to start expanding your options. The fish are going to be a little bit, they have more places they can be. But I love looking in places where nobody else is looking, and that's the backwaters up the river.
I got you. Now, are you focused on the wood or rock?
Whatever cover is available.
Whatever. And
wood,
it can be dirt shallow too, right?
Yeah, the 3 W's: wood, walks, and weeds.
All right. And how shallow will you fish when you get in these backwaters? 2 foot, 1 foot? What's your key depth?
There's no such thing as too shallow.
Okay.
If you go into these backwaters and you're not getting bit, go even shallower. Don't be surprised to catch some fish right up on the bank. Another good lure back in those areas this time of year, especially if you have some emergent vegetation like water willow or different kinds of short grass, would be some of your buzz frogs. I think like the new young money frog would be a really good one. Those kind of baits that you throw up on the shore and skitter them out across the surface.
Right.
Your traditional frogs are going to be good catchers, but also just flipping and pitching, shallow cranking. Any of your shallow water power fishing tools, you're going to have a chance to be effective with this time of year.
That's awesome. Alton, I appreciate your information. Man, that's some great information for you guys out there in fishing land. And until next time, we'll catch you on bassbite.com.